We're not the starters. We're not even the backups. This is the Third Stringers Podcast.
Welcome back to the Third Stringers Podcast. We got draft lottery reactions. We got the conference finals. We've got our NBA top fives like we promised. I'm sorry, Paige was gone, but she's back now. Justin's here. Let's go. First things first.
First things first. First things first.
See, guys, I'm learning. It's getting better. It's getting better. I don't forget things now.
You're killing it, Cross.
All right, we had the draft lottery on Tuesday. It was interesting. Let's say that. Let's just start off with the giant elephant in the room. There's been a lot of speculation that the lottery in the past has been rigged. You know, I've been saying it for a while now. And the one team that I've told everyone that if they get the first pick, that, you know, something fishy's going on was the Spurs. And, look, the Spurs get the first pick. Greg Popovich gets another fantastic Hall of Fame talented player that he just needs to form and develop. What do we think? What do we think as the Spurs get the top pick here? You know, they're going to take Victor Wembanyama. How do we think he's going to fit with the Spurs? And what are your guys' reactions on it?
So I love it. I mean, so they drafted David Robinson, I think in like the 1987 draft. And of course, Tim Duncan, one of the best NBA players of all time, won 5 championships with the Spurs, like all-time big man. And Pop was there for every step of the way. And I think, to your point, I do think it is kind of rigged. I mean, this is great TV for Adam Silver, too. Like, people love that. You know, it fits the script and everything. I think Victor is generational, obviously. I think this is the perfect fit for him. I would have wanted him on the Pistons, because I think that would have been awesome with Cade and Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren. But I think he fits in nicely. I mean, they have a lot of young talent at the Spurs. Jeremy Sohan, Malachi Branham, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson. But Keldon Johnson was the only player on the Spurs to average 20 or more points. So the only worry I have with Victor is that not that he's not capable of being a number one option, because obviously he will, but like how that will hold up, you know, the long run with him being on the Spurs. Because I don't know like how many draft picks they have like to get other veteran players. Because I feel like once Pop leaves, he's like 72. He probably has 3 or 4 more years at most. I don't know. I mean, he's getting old. Yeah, but the Spurs is now like a huge destination for players to come because they want to play with Wemby. So I don't think it would be that hard for them to get like another star caliber player, or maybe, you know, another like 2 or 3 scoring option to play with him. But I do feel, because he's been hurt in the past, I mean, he's had a lot of like feet injuries and ankle injuries. So that's kind of just a thing of like, if he is the number one scoring option, which he will be, like, can he go through a whole 82 game season year after year? So,
well, we also saw from Greg Popovich's standpoint, he kind of started the load management. And, I mean, I could definitely see him making sure that Wembanyama is there to stay for the long run and not, you know, risking injuries, making sure that, you know, he's prepared for maybe a 68-game season, 72-game season. I definitely see that's going to be something that Popovich does with him for sure.
Yeah, that was my biggest concern of. I mean, everyone says he's a unicorn. He's an alien. If he plays to his potential, he could be the best of all time. Most likely, he'll be on the same tier as LeBron. The biggest concern is just injuries with him. He's a pretty skinny player. I mean, he's 7'4". I don't even know how tall he is.
Yeah. He's like 7'5" now, I guess. I don't know.
Insane.
Like,
really?
So, like, he needs to put on as much muscle as he has to kind of go through the Giannis effect, where he just has to bulk up as much as possible, and then he'll be a force to reckon with, and he won't sustain to the injuries as bad as he probably would if he, you know, starts right this second. So in that scenario, yes, going to the Spurs is a great fit because Popovich will do the physical treatment that he needs. As for fit, I kind of feel bad for the guy at the current moment of the roster because he's playing with a bunch of no names that it's not. I mean, they're one of the worst in the league, so that's what it is, and they have no huge potential upside. But they have a lot of cap space. They have potential, draw now because of, like Paige was saying, people want to play with him, see what he's about. So there's a couple potential offseason pickups they could get. Maybe not like top tier stars, but they can get like Fred VanVleet. I know is a potential fit for this team. They don't have too good of point guards. I know that Devontae Graham is backup. And Trey Jones, I believe, starts for them.
Is he a free agent now? That was my question. Is he a free agent now? Does anyone know?
I don't know, but I know like if the Spurs didn't get the number 1 pick, they needed a point guard because they were gonna probably draft like a man or Scoot.
Mm-hmm.
So like Victor can play the point guard. Like he's just, I mean, he can do basically anything, right? But like you don't want him to bring the ball up every single time.
Yeah, I see them kind of using him wherever they need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my biggest fear for him is if he can live up to the hype, because everyone's saying if he turns out to be Anthony Davis, if he turns out to be, then it's a disappointment. Okay, let's pump the brakes here. Even if he's a star, it's not a disappointment. I don't care who you are. If you turn out to be someone like Anthony Davis, where Anthony Davis has had the injury history, but he's still a great player when he's on the court, that's not a disappointment. It's bringing basketball, the culture and everything back to San Antonio, which they've kind of lacked since Kawhi left.
Definitely. No, and another cool thing, I know it seemed like he was very excited to go to Spurs because of the French connection. So I'm happy for him in that aspect too. He seemed very happy that the Spurs got it. He didn't want to go to Houston, so I'm excited for that beef.
What's Jabari Smith gonna do? What's he gonna do? Drop 10 points on him? I don't understand. I like Jabari, but like, come on, like.
Yeah, talking shit, but hey, I'm excited for him to bring some life back to that organization, and the Pistons just have to be better this year, so I'm fine with that.
They need a coach first.
True.
Monty Williams. We'll get into coaching carousel.
You guys can have him.
Paige, don't be better.
No, I don't like Monty actually.
But yeah, it's kind of going back to the hype thing. Woj was saying that he might be the best prospect in history. Draymond said, you're forgetting how big of a prospect LeBron was. Regardless, you're one of the top 2, the most hyped up players in NBA history. It's going to be if he can, at least bring that hype to form something in the NBA where, it's not riddled with injuries. It's not, a disappointing first couple of seasons like Markelle Fultz.
Zion.
He's got to develop into something.
Yeah. He can't go
I will
Zion.
say, yeah, I'm glad because like the Pelicans, I'm glad he didn't go to the Pelicans and the Wizards. Those were the 2 teams I did not want him to go to because Wizards, they would just waste his career. They're awful at developing talent. And I feel like he would, no, they are. They really are. No one wants to play there. Like, I generally sometimes forget they're an NBA team. I'm not kidding. I mean, they're really bad at like marketing their players. They're bad at developing them. I mean, Bradley Beal's just playing there for the money, obviously. He got a bag. They're trying to build around Kyle Kuzma, Kristaps Porzingis, and Bradley Beal. Like, Bradley's fine, right?
Unicorns. They could have had 2 unicorns.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just glad he didn't go there.
All right, well, let's talk about destination he almost got to, which was the Portland Trailblazers. Would have been interesting to see when Wembanyama play with Damian Lillard, but Blazers got the 3rd pick. It's going to be interesting to see where they go here because a lot of people are speculating that they're going to trade the pick to find some veteran talent to play with Dame. I don't know if that's the best move. It depends on who's there at 3, right? It depends on who Charlotte takes at 2. Because if they play, or if they take Scoot at 2, Brandon Miller's there. That's the guy I would go with. But if Brandon Miller's gone to the Hornets at 2, they don't really need a guard. Do you kind of reach? Do you take Scoot? What do you do at 3? What do you guys think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to trade it?
I can start on this
I
one.
feel, yeah, you can go. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I agree they don't need a guard unless they trade Damian Lillard. And
Right.
recently I saw someone tweet about basically, kind of hinting at him leaving. And he's like, hey, if the fans sign the petition, send it through. So
I saw that tweet.
it seems like Damian Lillard's kind of playing the I don't want to leave, but if I leave, I won't be upset card. Like, he doesn't want to be the reason to go, but if the fans are pushing him out and everyone's kind of turning on him, he'll take his leave and go to a team that can compete. So if that happens and they get some sort of good value for that, they have a bunch of opportunities they can go to. I think at that point, if Damian's gone, take Scoot if he's available at 3. If he's not and you really want Brandon Miller, take Brandon Miller. If you don't want either of those players, you trade the pick, trade Damian Lillard, and you get a lot in return for it. I think you could get a ton, even to 2 separate teams. You could get a lot for both of those. I don't know why they would get rid of Damian Lillard. I think it'd be stupid for them. But NBA franchises make dumb decisions all the time, so I could see that happening.
I just feel like they're kind of stuck in no man's land.
Yeah.
They're right on the edge of playoff contention now, ever since McCollum's gone. It just feels like they're stuck, and they're not really getting better or worse. They're just kind of stuck in the middle. So they have to make a decision here. Otherwise, they're just going to waste Damian Lillard's career and not get any better.
Yeah. I think, like you said, Cross, I think they either have to, stay with Dame or move on. I mean, he's 33. They have Anthony Simons, they have Jeremy Grant, they have Shaden Sharp, right? But that's not anything special compared to any other NBA team. And I think Dame wants out, but he doesn't want to be the one to say it. Yep. He wants to have something happen so it makes it easier for him to go somewhere else. So I think if I was Charlotte, I would take 2. So Brandon Miller would be on the board at 3. And I think honestly, that's a good fit. Brandon Miller can do everything, right? And he would fit well with Dame. He's another shooter as well. But you can't what you're not gonna win a championship next year, next 5 years. So I think that's my proposal. I think you trade Dame, trade your third pick, and I don't know the exact. I would do 2 more picks, or 3 more. I would get Jaylen Brown from the Celtics.
Okay. I like where this is going now.
So I get Jaylen Brown to the Blazers for Dame, the 3rd overall pick, and probably 2 or 3 more picks. I'm not sure what Boston has. I don't know the exact stuff. But I think that's the type of move they have to make. And I think Jaylen Brown would like that. I think he deserves to be a number 1 guy, as I know we've talked about. Right? And I think Dame and Jason Tatum, oh my God, awesome. Dame could possibly win a championship. Yeah. I think Boston probably have to give up something else. Maybe they give up Al Horford. Maybe they give up Robert Williams or Marcus Smart. Maybe Marcus Smart, maybe. But I think that'd be an awesome fit. My another one was to the Suns.
Oh, here we go.
Might be a little biased. Hear me out. So, Dame, the 3rd overall pick, some other picks, pair Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton, and send them off. And we get Dame.
Whoa.
See, I don't even think you need to pair the 3rd overall pick. If you're the Blazers, right, you have one of the best trade pieces in Damian Lillard right now. People who need a point guard, need a clutch player, Damian Lillard's that guy. I think if you go to Boston, right, and you say, Damian Lillard and Jaylen Brown straight up. I think they do it.
Really?
I think they do it straight up.
Consider it, yeah.
Oh god.
You're
I think they
I just think
consider
that
it.
they need that distributor, and like, I'm sorry, Tatum's not that guy that can. If you watch him in these playoff games, right, they don't go through him. They go through Smart, which doesn't make any sense to me. I understand he's the more traditional point guard style type of player, but in a league where positionless basketball is kind of thriving, you don't need to go through Marcus Smart, but they keep going back to him more and more.
Do you think it's more of like a decoy? Because like obviously Jason Tatum can create his own offense from himself. Like he has flashes of playmaking, but I mean he's not known for that, right? He's known for his scoring and like versatility and defense capability. So I think him with Dame, like playing off Dame, like I think they could win a championship maybe in the first year. And like you said, I don't think like you have to give the third overall pick. Like I think they know Dame is almost like out of his prime, and the Blazers know that. I mean, they know it. They probably don't say it to him, right? Because they want to keep him. But I think, I feel like that could be a big possibility, or even James Harden. Who knows?
Maybe. I think that I actually love this trade scenario now. You go to the Celtics. If the Celtics lose, right? If the Celtics don't win the championship, if they win the championship, they're not getting rid of anybody.
No.
I think
I still would take that trade even if I win. I'd take it.
I wouldn't argue, right? But I just don't think that they'd be willing to part with a championship team.
I agree.
But yeah, if that's a great trade scenario, because then you have the third overall pick, regardless of who's at 3, whether it's Brandon Miller or Scoot. You have options. You can go either way, because Jaylen Brown can play that traditional 2 or 3. So I kind of like the trade.
Yeah,
they have a lot of options.
It's
just,
yeah.
if they make the right one or not.
That's my biggest.
All right, let's move.
Wait, real quick.
Go ahead.
That's my biggest fear about the Spurs, that they're not going to pick Wembanyama.
Are you kidding?
No way! No way!
It would not. I would not put it past them to be like,
what?
We're overvaluing him. If we have risk of injury, let's go with someone else. And Scoot Henderson's talking that talk. He's saying he can outperform. So who knows? Maybe they do some workouts and they decide Scoot's the better pick.
So I will say, in any other draft, Scoot would probably go number 1. I mean, he's a once-in-a-lifetime point guard. But like Victor is generational. Like I think we undervalue that he is 7'5", can dribble like a guard. There's a video of him. He broke this guy's ankle, shot a 3, but missed it, and got the putback off his missed 3-point shot.
Oh, I did watch that. That was crazy.
It's like no one else can do that.
Yeah,
like,
that'd be crazy if they passed on him.
I mean, I think San Antonio would like actually like burn the Spurs arena down.
Yeah, I think their owner was too hyped up that he's not going to pass on him.
That was awesome. He's like, I think I'm going to puke. Oh god.
All right, well, let's roll. While we're talking about the Celtics, let's just roll right into the Eastern Conference Finals talk. So, last night, Jimmy Butler puts on an amazing performance. Bam comes through, plays a great game against the Celtics. The Celtics just looked lost in the third quarter. Couldn't stop a thing. Is this something that's sustainable? And I have a ton of comments about Eric Spoelstra's coaching that I'll get into in a minute. But is this something? Do we think that this is sustainable through the rest of these playoffs? Even it feels like the Heat are playing chess and everyone's playing checkers because they are destroying top talent.
Do you want me to go for? Okay. I think, well, I told you guys, I have Heat winning the whole thing. I placed this bet as soon as they were up 3-1 on the Knicks because Jimmy Butler has been an underdog his whole life. He's worked for everything his whole life. He loves being the underdog. I think he said it in press conference too.
Yes, he did.
Like he's like, I don't care if you guys think, we can win this. Everyone believes in us in the locker room. Spoke believes in us. Like, we can do it. And I think they can. If Bam shows up how he did, I mean, not saying he has to score, 20 or so points every game, but, just make an impact. I would say probably 15 a night. And then Jimmy, he had 35. He had 6 steals, like 7 assists. Like, Celtics can't let that happen.
Absolutely.
He's been like, I would go, he is the second best player in the playoffs. I'd go Jokic first, obviously.
Yep.
Because, I mean, he's just insane. But I think the Celtics they're in really big trouble. Joe Mazzulla said, we won 3 out of the 4 quarters, so that means something. What?
No.
You got destroyed in the third.
You're in the Eastern Conference Finals, dude. Like, you can't be saying that. Like, you just lost. I think they're in a lot of trouble. Jason Tate, like, they're just so inconsistent. Like, you never know what Celtics you're going to get. And I think with Bo's coaching, I'm curious to see what you say about his coaching cuts. But he's a mastermind.
Oh my gosh, it's insane. He has taken a team that's built of mostly undrafted players, and is taking them to the Eastern Conference Finals, has beaten the number 1 seed. Yeah, he was the 8 seed. Nobody expected anything from them, and they've been tearing it up. They don't have Tyler Hero. They don't have Victor Oladipo.
Yeah.
They are playing amazing basketball at the perfect time. They're peaking at the perfect time, and it's all due to coaching. This is why you look at a team like the Pistons, right? And you think, wow, they have a lot of talent, but they just don't know how to work together. Like, they just don't know how to gel together. That's what good coaching does. If you put Spoelstra on the Pistons, they're a playoff team. They might be competing in the playoffs. It's the difference between an 8 seed beating a 1 seed or just getting knocked out in the play-in tournament. Like, this team shouldn't even have made the playoffs, to be honest with you. And they're competing for the Eastern Conference Finals, competing to go to the finals and potentially win it.
Yeah.
I think another aspect to this is 4 other players had 15 points. Do I think that's sustainable? Probably not. But I also think Jimmy Butler can score 30 a night. I think Bam can do 15 to 20 a night. And I think a few of those guys can get back to those numbers. Maybe not all of them again. Max Struss had 15, Gabe Vincent 15, Caleb Martin.
Gabe Vincent's a bucket.
Yeah, he is.
He's been doing very well.
Snipes off the bench. Oh my god.
I give him that credit. But do I think that's sustainable for 7 games? Probably not. What they need to do is beat them in 4 or 5. Will that happen?
Oh,
that would
sweep.
be crazy.
Oh my god.
If they sweep
my gosh.
I would want to, if they sweep and go to the finals, I want to go to the game.
I don't think they will. I think the Celtics will get one. I think it's hard to stop Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum for at least 4 games, right? One of those games they're going to go off. But I think they could do it. I think they could do 5, maybe 6 games to beat the. I mean, they're winning away. They haven't lost at home. Like, what's going to stop? What's going to be the difference maker? Jason Tatum going for 50? Okay, like that. He's not going to do that every game, so fine. Let that be the difference maker. I think they have a legitimate shot to go to the finals. I still think the Nuggets will beat them because I think they're better in every aspect, which is crazy to say. But yeah, so at the end of the day, I do think they will win, but I don't think it's sustainable. So they need to win early.
Okay. So the only thing that worries me is the Heat did out-rebound the Celtics. And I just think with Horford and Robert Williams and Jason Tatum on a good night, I think they will out-rebound them normally.
Yeah, that's not.
And that's no. And that's the worry that I kind of have. But they took home court advantage. That's what matters.
Yeah.
If you look in the series previously, they don't do well in game 2s. So let's see how the Celtics bounce back, and let's see how the Heat. Let's see if they can take care of business in game 2. But I expect a bounce back game from the Celtics. It's going to be how they do at home.
Yeah, I think it's.
I was gonna say I have a theory. They're
Oh.
purposely doing worse in game 2
Oh.
to see how the other team adjusts, and then they kind of reserve their energy a little bit and come back in game 3, whether it's home court advantage, knowing what their adjustment was and trying to counteract that. That's just the thing.
If Spoelstra's doing it on purpose,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
oh
put it
my
past
gosh.
them. I wouldn't
just
put
a
it past them.
Oh my gosh. If that comes out like later and they say, yeah, that was all planned. Oh my gosh. I lose my mind.
Genius. Sorry. But...
Oh, it's fine. We'll blur it out.
We won't even blur it out. We'll just say it's explicit. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I truly think that's a possibility. If I'm Spoelstra, if I'm that team, you don't have the firepower to beat the Celtics. You don't have the firepower to beat whoever comes out of the West. So learn a little bit. You did it on the first couple series. See if it works throughout the rest. I don't know. It's kind of smart.
I feel like if they win tomorrow night, they win the whole thing.
Well.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, I have them winning the whole thing in the finals. I'm still butthurt about the Nuggets. So I don't want them to win. And they've never won a Western Conference Finals, right? Or they've never won a finals. I know they've never won finals. I don't know.
I think they made it to the playoffs their first season as a team.
The finals.
Yeah, they don't have a championship though.
I don't know why I said playoffs.
Oh. I don't know. I'm still butthurt. But tonight I had the Lakers.
All right, let's roll right into that. I also have the Lakers tonight. I think they bounce back. Darvin Ham's a good coach. He's a good coach.
I give weird vibes.
He's still got first year coaching vibes. Like,
yeah,
he's still trying to learn how to coach, especially with a LeBron team, because everybody knows that LeBron, if he's not your assistant, he is the head coach. So I think he's still trying to learn how to coach with LeBron. But I think once LeBron leaves, I think he's going to be a sustainable coach for the Lakers. But with that in mind, do we think the Lakers will win both of their next 2 games, though?
No.
At home?
I
don't think they will either.
So I forget how many points he had, but AD had a pretty good game the first game.
Yeah, he did.
Jokic just did better.
I think he dropped 40.
Yeah, I think he had like 40 and 15.
So my question is, how is it gonna? And I know Austin Reeves had a decent game. I don't know what LeBron's stats were. Let me check that.
So Anthony Davis dropped 40 and 10. LeBron had 26, 12, and 9. And Austin Reeves had 23, 2, and 8.
So my question is, where do you get those? How do you outscore the Nuggets then? If those are the numbers they're already putting, like, do you need LeBron to score 40 as well? Can he do that?
So here's the thing, though. The Lakers played to the Nuggets' strengths in game 1, because the Nuggets are going to outscore you. That's how they beat you. If you can defend better than they can, you can beat them. So they have to play Lakers basketball. They can't play Nuggets basketball because they won't beat them. They have to defend better than they did in game 1.
And I don't think they will.
That's fair. I will say, though, a turning point for the Lakers when they started to come back, and I think Mike Maloney, Jokic were like, oh, now they have hope they can beat us because they let it get close at the end, is because they put Rui Hachimura on Jokic, and that kind of messed him up a little bit. Smaller defender, is more versatile, is quicker than Anthony Davis, right? Doesn't really pose a lot of pressure in the rim. So, and Jokic, like, on a defensive end, they need to attack the rim more with AD. I mean, they have no rim pressure. And, like, with the Suns, the reason they beat them is because we settled for what we're good at. Mid-range. You know, we settled for a lot of not good basketball. A lot of isolation stuff, not a lot of movement. The Lakers had to have more movement. And in their passing and on ball stuff. And also, D'Angelo Russell only scored 8 points. Like, he was not good at all. They need more from him. Austin Reeves is not going to score 20 a night. I think they also shot like 43% from 3. That's not going to happen either.
No.
So they need to figure out other ways to, score and put up at least 110, 120 points a night with Nuggets.
Yeah, they need to figure out how to slow down the Nuggets. That's the way they're going to win the series if they are. It's going to be interesting to see because Rui will be on Jokic again tonight. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how Jokic. It's going to be interesting to see how Jokic responds to his defending because I think he's going to distribute the ball more with him on it.
50-piece tonight from Jokic.
Oh my God, no, Justin.
If Rui's guarding him the whole game, 50-piece. No matter either 50 or he's gonna have like 35 and like 15 assists.
See, I think it's gonna be more like that. I think he goes for like 25 and like 23 assists tonight.
Either way,
he's
he's gonna go crazy, and everyone's gonna be like, okay, yeah, it's over.
It's just like every time I watch him play, I'm like, he's literally moving slower than molasses.
Yeah.
Just doing whatever he wants.
That's what's so funny though, is that's why people don't want to put him in like MVP conversations because it's not the traditional MVP. It's not like a freak athlete. It's like he's just playing a very intelligent basketball.
I think the best thing for the Nuggets was Embiid winning MVP.
What a collapse. What a collapse by the 76ers.
Oh my gosh. Just absolute embarrassment. They blew it in game 6. They let them gain momentum. I thought they were going to go back and actually play well in Boston, which they actually did in the first half. They played decent in the first half. They got blown out in the second half. They gave up.
Doc Rivers is so overrated.
Yes, absolutely.
So overrated.
He can get you to the playoffs, though.
That's it. You can't expect anything else from him.
And you need at least 1 star for him to get you there.
So I brought this up with a couple of my work friends, actually. Is if you're the Pistons, right, and Doc Rivers is there, do you sign him as a coach because he's going to be able to get you to the playoffs?
No, because he's not going to develop the players. He's just going to get them to a point where they can get to the playoffs. Like, that doesn't do anything. Like, you got to get to be able to. You got to get that winning mentality in your head, and he's always always going to have that hanging over his head. So,
I think it's in his head now.
I think it's like 3-7 in game 7s or something, like really bad.
Yeah, and he's lost like 7 straight.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Yeah, I feel bad for the guy.
And I felt bad for Joel. You guys might have talked about this last week. But I feel bad for Joel because like his quote that he said was like took so far out of context.
Oh, it was absolutely.
Yeah.
It was clickbait.
We need 5 people, but I can't. Like, come on. Like,
yeah, that's not. Yeah, no. Take the whole quote and then have people read into it because that's not what he meant at all.
Yeah.
I heard he was upset about Doc Rivers. I heard he was upset Doc Rivers was leaving.
Really?
So maybe the process is over.
Oh god, James Harden's just a poison.
I think he's underrated.
I like Harden. He just can't work with any team really. He has to be by himself. He has to be the guy. That's why
he's not clutch. He's not clutch.
He's not clutch.
That's what it comes down to.
And I think the players that he's been matched up with besides Kevin Durant back in Oklahoma City.
Correct.
He's had Russell Westbrook.
Oh, I miss those days.
He's had Chris Paul for a little bit, who, again, not clutch. Now he had the helter-skelter Nets team with Kyrie, who wasn't there half the time, and Kevin Durant, who wasn't there half the time. And now he's got Embiid, who, again, isn't really clutch. So he's kind of had bad scenarios, but also, yeah, he needs to be clutch as well. So I agree.
I also agree. Yeah, he needs to be put with another clutch player.
Yes, definitely. Damian Lillard. I don't know.
Damian Lillard, who
Oh God, excuse.
knows? Oh, all right. Let's roll into our top fives. Now, do we want to start? What you want? You guys want to start with current players
Let's start
before we go into all time? All right. So, do we want? How do we want to do this? Do we want to just go into each top fives, or do we want to rank them? Like we go with 5 and then we compare.
Let's do that. I like that.
Let's do that. Okay, we're gonna start with the bottom 2.
Yes.
Get the build up.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll start with 5, and we'll bounce around. Let's start with Paige.
So top 5 like players now or all time?
Yeah,
Right.
current players.
Literally
Yeah,
right
right
this moment.
Yep.
So I did all time, so let me think. It won't take that long.
Okay.
I can start while you think.
Yeah, go ahead.
At number 5, we've been saying his name a lot tonight, Damian Lillard.
Okay. I don't hate that. I don't have him there. I don't have him in the top 5, but I like it. I like
think
it.
He's underrated because he hasn't won a chip, which is fair. I get that critique, but if you tell me, hey, pick a point guard right now to play, he's the top 3 or 4 that come to my mind. And a lot of other guards are on my list, so.
Okay. I have Jimmy Butler at 5 right now.
I'm not mad at that.
That was mine.
Besides the
You said that's yours too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
If we weren't considering the playoffs, I wouldn't put him in, but because of the playoffs, he's definitely. It was him and Lillard that were my back and forth.
I think with Jimmy, now people are realizing how much of a threat he is. He's the best two-way player in the NBA or up there. And I think the playoffs are really showing that, especially with the Celtics, right? Because, people think, I think it was almost a lock at one point, the Celtics were going to blow past and go to the finals, whatever. Because they were the best team in the league at one point. But I think with Jimmy is that, yes, he's bounced around the league. He's with the Timberwolves, he's with the Bulls. They didn't get it done in 2020. They lost to LeBron in the bubble. But the thing that I love about Jimmy is that he has so much heart and hustle, and he doesn't come off cocky, but he's humble. And I think he's gonna get a championship. It's just a matter of time. And I think a lot of people just love him.
Oh yeah, a lot of people love him. And you're right, it's about that heart. It's about, walking into the Timberwolves practice facility saying, I'm playing with the third stringers, and goes out and beats Cat and Andrew Wiggins at the time and destroying them. Yeah. It's stuff like that where, he tries to get the team around him and, shows them yes, we can still do this. And he has had to work. He has for everything that he's everywhere he's gotten, he's had to work for it. It's not from just a pure talent standpoint, or freaky athleticism. It's because he's worked for it. Love the Jimmy Butler love, guys. All right. I have 4. At my 4, I have Luka.
Here he is.
Oh, I love that. I need that.
Okay, if Luka at 4, Luka was in the 5th spot with Jimmy, Damian, and then Luka for me. So I picked Lillard, but Luka up there.
Yeah, I've got Luka at 4. I don't think he's got much help, to be honest with you. And I think if you put him with another star, I think he, shines a lot more.
Are you talking about Kyrie?
No, we don't want to talk about Kyrie, okay?
Wow.
Oh, God.
We're not going to talk about Kyrie. That was a terrible trade decision. But yeah, he is. I think you'll see him play a lot better this next season. I think he's got something to prove. Who wants to go next?
Well, I'm not a big fan. So I think Luka is an awesome player. I think he's obviously one of the best in the league, right? For sure. I just hate him. I hate how he's a crybaby. I hate how he complains about everything. They do have the top 10. They have the 10th pick in the draft, so hopefully they'll probably go for a big. I could see Taylor Hendricks going there, 3-and-D guy like Derek Lively. like a 7-foot rim protector for them. But he needs shooting. He needs a shooter. I love Kyrie. I think they'll figure it out with time. Gotta give it time, Cross.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
think
You're
they'll come
right.
back. They did get fined for tanking. Mark Cuban did admit that because they wanted a big man. So I think if they get that, they're easily in the playoffs next year. And who knows what will happen with that. But my fourth pick is Kevin Durant.
Okay. All right.
I think me and Justin love Kevin Durant, right? Or do you two, Kratz?
I'm
What?
I'm just kind of there with Kevin Durant.
That's fair. Well, he's been like in my top 5 like forever. He's one of my favorite players, and I know a lot of people are like calling for his head and like think he's awful. Like the trade was awful. Okay, give it time, people. Okay, and they're like the trade's a mistake. We should have kept Mikal Bridges. Yeah. Okay, first off, Mikal was not doing what he's doing in Brooklyn. What he was doing with the Suns. So we
He's
didn't
not
know
gonna do
that
it next
he was
year
good
either.
luck. Watch what you say, Cross. No.
He's the guy in Brooklyn right now. That's why. That's the only reason why.
Yeah. Well, and like, yes, Kevin Durant didn't really show up in the playoffs, which I was personally really disappointed about. Like, I was shocked. His shot was all over the place. He looked like he was scared to shoot. He couldn't get to his spots. Like, just didn't look comfortable at all. And like, I don't know if that was like Monty's fault, and like, I don't think he knew how to play them necessarily together. And like, Kevin Durant's almost 35 years old. Like, yes, he can still get to his own shot and carry off the dribble, but he's not as twitchy and fast as like he used to be, right? Like, he needs Devin Booker to do that. But I mean, we've never seen someone like Kevin Durant, one of the best shooters ever at 7'2", and I think hopefully he stays with the Suns. I don't think he'll go, but I mean, if he wins a championship with the Suns, like, I don't know. Maybe we're talking like top 3.
Whoa. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't have
That's probably
Kevin Durant
biased.
in my top 5 because I'm going based off current.
I don't either.
Right this second, but like current players, I would put him in top 5. So at this second, my 4th spot is actually LeBron. Speaking of another older player, you can't deny that if you need a player on your team, LeBron's a good choice. So he'll get you 25 and 10 a night. So I put him at 4. I know he's kind of going into his sunset of the career, but regardless, I'm still picking him in my top 5. And I think he's proven that he can win championships. He's proven he can score and assist and rebound and play defense. So he's, arguably best of all time. I had to put him in top 4. And I still think he can do it now. So that was my reasoning for that.
That's fair. I get it. Paige, you want to go first for number 3?
No, you can go. I thought you have to go for 3.
I'll go for 3. That's fine. I have Curry here. I have Curry at 3.
Okay.
So, and yes, he's had the Warriors around this entire time. Apparently, I've been downplaying what he's been doing, even if he wins 4 more championships. But I think he's here at 3. He's been a very consistent top player. Just over the past almost decade now. Just he's an amazing player, and he's the heart and soul of the Warriors team.
Agreed.
I have.
You go.
Oh, I was gonna say I have Curry too, and like I think out of the 3 of us, I've always been kind of lower on Curry. Just like I'm a personality person, and like I've had this debate since like freshman year of high school, like Curry or LeBron or whatever. But obviously he's a phenomenal player. Like I've never taken away he's the best shooter of all time in reality. Like I've never taken that away from him. I just think I always think what would he be without the Warriors? What would Steph Curry be without the Warriors? And like none of us know that, right? Because he's gonna finish his career out there.
Absolutely.
So, he had Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, Andre Iguodala, Harrison Barnes. Like the list goes on and on. And yes, he's the heart and soul of it, and he can do so much. And we saw against the Lakers how they crumble. they can't do anything with other people. Like, it's just him doing everything. And he's like 34. So, I don't know. I mean, if he wins another championship, I mean, I don't know. The Warriors have a lot of decisions to make. I think their president or director of basketball operations, his contract is up. I don't think they're going to extend it. So I think they get rid of either like Draymond or I don't know if they can get rid of Jordan Poole. I think they have to make a choice. Jordan Poole was awful in the
Yes, he
playoffs.
was. Both of them gone. Bye. See ya.
So who knows? Who knows what happens in the year? But yeah, he's my third pick.
Okay.
So my third is Giannis. I have Steph at 2, so I'm going to say that right now.
Okay. All right.
I have Giannis at 3. I think Giannis is very single game faceted in that he can't shoot outside of 15 feet, which is fine. He can bully people, do what he's got to do. He's, I would say, a very good defender. He's obviously a top dominating player in the league right now. He can take anyone to the rim if he needs to. He's won the chip. It was a kind of a weird series, or I guess a whole playoff series for them. But you can't deny that at this moment, he's one of the top physical players. He's one of the top scorers if he needs to be, and he can protect the rim. So that's why he's my third. And then I'll just transition right into 2. Steph, for all the reasons you're saying. Greatest shooter of all time. Consistently, besides injuries, he's been a top 3 to 5 player at least every year. So I have him at 2 right now. If I'm picking a team, I'm picking either number 1 or him at number 2.
Okay. So for the reason I didn't have Curry higher was because of his defensive side. Not the best defender. Good distributor of the ball. Not the best rebounder either. But for that reason, I have Jokic at 2 because, again, not the best defender. Not terrible, but like he's better than Curry. But I wouldn't. How I see the top player is someone who affects the game on both sides of the court, not just one side. That's like, for example, like a Kyrie type of situation. Like Kyrie's a horrible defender. When people were putting him in like top point guard, I'm like, no, he's not. He cannot defend. He's awful at defending. But yeah, Jokic is a unicorn, is a point center, and can distribute the ball, plays pretty good defense. But I think we all know who I'm going to have at number 1 when we get there.
So I'm going to go Jason Tatum at 2.
Oh my!
This is shocking.
Travel.
So obviously, he's been, every which way in the playoffs, right? But when you get the best version of Jason Tatum, there's only a very select few of players that are better than him. He dropped 51 points in a Game 7 against the MVP of the league and James Harden. Sent Doc Rivers packing, basically made him lose his job, right?
He did.
So, and like Jason Tatum has that clutch gene. I know they didn't win last year to Curry, but they put up a fight. And like he's only 25, 26 years old, has Jaylen Brown, has his, Batman, right? But I think, he can do anything on the court. And like he's also 6'8". Like he has the size, he has the versatility. And like I think he can just give anyone a bucket. So that's why he's in my top 2.
Okay. You want to go right to 1 then?
Yeah. So I have Jokic.
Okay.
I don't think we've ever seen anything like him. He was literally picked when a Taco Bell commercial was on TV. And look at him now. I read a fun fact. So he's the only player. Oh, sorry, that was my ESPN. He's the only player in NBA history to score multiple 30-point, 20-rebound, triple-double games. Ever. Like, that's insane. As a center,
Insane.
And like the game just moves so slow to him. Like as I mentioned, like he's literally moving in slow motion, but he can just do anything he wants with the ball and just toys with everyone. His defense, I think it's gotten better, but he's never gonna be like an elite defender. Like he's not athletic enough. He's not. He just can't. He's not gonna be Giannis. He's not gonna be, Jimmy Butler, right? But he plays his game, and there's not a lot of people that can play with him. So even though that pains me to say he's number one, because I don't like Nuggets, but
I'm gonna go.
gotta give respect.
I'm gonna go right after because I also agree. I'd put Jokic as my number one. I think when it comes to best player currently, and even some of the best players of all time, it comes down to mentality. And like we've been saying, Jokic is one of the smartest IQ players, at least right now, if not all time. He can see what's going to happen before it happens, and that's why he doesn't have to move that fast. He knows where to go and knows where to put the ball. So he can score 35 points any given night, and he maybe isn't the best defender. We're saying that. But he doesn't need to be the best defender because he'll just outscore who he's matched up against and the next guy after him. So for that reason, I'm putting him number one. Also, he seems like he's a good teammate, good in the locker room. He's not doing anything crazy like Ja Morant, and he would be good to build around. He's an easy person to build a team around.
How old is he? 30?
I think he's only 26. No, I think he's only 26.
26.
Which is scary.
26.
26 or 27.
He's 28. He's 28.
28, okay.
That's still not old.
28.
Oh god, we have like
30.
6 more years of him. Oh god.
Okay, for comparison, Joel's 29. Giannis is 28.
See, I never would have guessed that Joel was older than him.
Joel looks like he's like 40. He's got an old looking face. He kind of looks like Udonis Haslem a little bit.
Oh god.
So I have Giannis at one for kind of the reasons I talked about, both on the defensive end and the offensive end. Just a pure dominant force. Might change if Jokic wins the chip, though.
Okay, that's fair. I think you put Jokic against Giannis. Sure, Giannis will score, but Jokic will outscore him, and he'll help his teammates more. Like he'll bring up the whole team. That's why I couldn't put Giannis above.
I mean, I get it. I could see how you could interchange the two. I really could. Because one's a great distributor, Giannis isn't a great distributor, but he's a defensive force. So I get it. Those two, I think are the top two. Paid distributor to get to Tatum, but.
But question: so if Jokic doesn't win a championship this year, where would he rank? Would he rank the same for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
If he wins, he would be my number one. Okay. Because he would be the reason why they won it.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't win it, I think he stays right where he's at.
Yeah, I think so too. Him and Bam Adebayo would be a fun matchup.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler. I mean, Jimmy actually might guard him.
That'd be cool. That'd be exciting.
I think Bam would guard him. I think he had to.
I think they'd probably. I mean, they still would probably try whatever.
Yeah.
It'll stop him.
Oh,
a
sure.
little bit, so.
You have to
sure.
throw everything.
But I mean,
Cody Zeller, throw Cody Zeller at him.
Cody
the second grade son.
Yes. Oh, all right. All time. Let's go. We're gonna move faster this time.
Yes.
All right, I'll go first. At 5, I have Kobe here. Okay, dominant force, amazing player, great basketball energy around him, Mamba mentality.
All time.
I have. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I keep on cutting you off. I have Dirk.
Ooh.
At 5. I know this is like unpopular opinion. So I like Dirk because he kind of changed the game of basketball in the sense of like, you're taller than what a guard is, right? He was like 6'10", basically 7 foot, but he could shoot lights out. He basically invented the step back jumper. I mean, do you guys not remember, like, shooting in your backyard or, like, on the court and, like, trying to do it?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
maybe
I
it's
was
me.
I was trying to mimic Kobe though. Not
Okay. Well, I'll get to
Yo,
Kobe.
yo,
Okay?
Dirk.
I'll get to Kobe. I'll get to Kobe. But I mean, Dirk won a championship. He basically put the Mavericks on the map. And I just like him. So
he does seem like a good guy. I'm never gonna put Dirk in my
that's
top
fine.
5. For me, all time, I'm putting Steph because he changed the game. Greatest shooter of all time. He's not completely trash at defense. He did hold his own against the Cavs when
He's
they
gotten
were
better.
battling, and so I give him that. He's a good playmaker. I like the mentality of staying with the team and being loyal. And yeah, I just think he's one of the best scorers of all time. I think if injuries didn't stop him and if he plays for another 5 years, he'll be up there with LeBron in points.
He's got 3 more championships. He might be my fit.
All right, I'll go right into number 4. We'll just go
All
with
right.
the snake thing.
Yep.
For 4, I have KD. Greatest scorer? Not greatest. Yeah, greatest pure scorer. Like, you give him the ball and tell him to get a basket, he'll get a basket, in my opinion. His defense is a little lacking. His chemistry is a little lacking. It's a
His
little
defense has gotten so much better.
It's good, but he's not known for that. It's not known for that.
He's underrated, in my opinion.
Anyway,
He's thrown.
he's number 4 for me. I think anyone in the basketball world who's played against him thinks the same way. Whereas if I have to play against Kevin Durant, it's an issue. So I'm putting him there. He has the hardware to back it up. He could probably get a couple more, but that's where he's at for me.
So I have a tie. I don't know if we're doing ties, so I'm doing because I really couldn't I couldn't figure it out.
Okay,
I couldn't
time
just
for
pick one.
4th.
No, for third. No, this is fourth.
Okay.
Yeah, this is 4.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I kind of spoiled it. So 4, I have Steph. For all the same reasons.
Okay.
You just can't deny what he's done for the game of basketball and what he's brought to the Warriors. I did see that the Warriors surpassed 30 million followers on Instagram, the only professional organization in the whole world to do that.
Wow.
That's what Steph has done. And he's like globalized the game of basketball, which I think is awesome. And I think there should be more games like everywhere for everyone to see. But yeah, he's my number 4.
Kratz, before you say, don't say who I think you're about to say with the sky hook.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Oh my god. Okay, go.
So this was now I don't know. This was the hottest take that I thought was going to come out of this.
Oh,
I've got Bill Russell here. 11 championships. That's all I gotta say. 11 championships.
I understand that argument, right? No, in today's day and age of basketball, no one's getting 11 championships. That's never gonna happen because Bill Russell was playing against people like me. First of all, they had point guards that looked like me. Second of all, he played 30 games a season, so he didn't have to play an 80-game season plus a 40-game playoff. See,
but look what he developed. Look what he developed the game into.
yeah, but also I wasn't around to see it.
That's true, and I think the game
I
would
can
develop
relate.
to that point anyway. I mean, there's other players that did that though. That's the thing. If he wasn't there, someone else would. You get another 7-foot guy who can rebound and dunk a ball, and you're good.
See, but I don't think they would have won 11 championships then.
Probably not, but I don't know. Man, I can't.
I understand what you're saying, right? I understand. If you put LeBron, okay, great example. If you put LeBron back there, he'd win 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I get it.
Steph.
I get it.
If they
I
had a
get it, but
three-point line
he's
back then, and Steph is there,
Oh,
they would think
he'd
he's
be knocking
doing
on-
magic. He'd be put on a stake as a witch trial or something.
yeah, he get drug tested every time out. He get drug tested.
I see. That's the one that I thought would get the hottest take. But let's just roll right into it because here I have Kareem.
Oh,
Okay.
God, you're crazy.
Amazing player. Amazing player. Number 2 on the scoring list. Now, had that title for a while. Okay, amazing player. Has to be on the Mount Rushmore.
I agree he's an amazing player. He had the unstoppable shot, right? I also think you put him in a. It's tough looking at players in a greatest standpoint because then I'm thinking of them in one-on-one scenarios. If you put Steph Curry and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in a one-on-one scenario, Steph's winning. He's winning. There's no way. There's no way Kareem beats him in a one-on-one scenario. You tell me to 21 points, Kareem's beating Curry? You're wrong, man. Oh my god.
He played better defense than you think he did.
I think Steph would run circles around him and he would score more points because he can make a three.
I agree to disagree here.
Oh god. My turn, right? So this is my tie for third.
Okay,
I
here we
have Tim Duncan
go.
and Kevin Durant. So
Okay.
for Tim Duncan, he also was like Steph, spent his whole 19-year career with the Spurs, won 5 championships, was 4-time Finals MVP, was I think he was, I don't know if he actually won overall NBA MVP, but has had an awesome career, right? He's one of the most dominant big men ever. And like, plus I actually was around to see him play. I mean,
What are you saying, man?
well, I mean, him, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Kawhi. I mean, them against the Heat, the big three. Those are the best finals to watch growing up.
True.
That's just like what I remember. And I think like with 1v2, like hopefully it gets back to that again because like that's what people mostly associate the Spurs with. And with Kevin Durant, like I think like a lot of people are kind of cooling on him and how good he actually is because they think he's a team hopper. Not saying like I like his decision to go to the Warriors necessarily and then to the Nets. Like with the Nets, it necessarily wasn't his fault. It was Kyrie's fault. He blew the whole thing up. And I think he definitely could win a championship by himself. And like he has 2 already. And he has 2 MVPs, finals MVPs, and then 1 regular MVP. Right? I think he won both of them, right?
Yeah.
Finals. Or just definitely one. Okay.
No, you want both.
But okay. Yeah. I mean, and he's just the best pure shooter ever, in my opinion.
So, question for you, real quick.
Yeah.
Does the fact that he went to the 73-9 Warriors, well, obviously it doesn't because you have him on there, but it just doesn't sit right with me to put him up here then, because if he doesn't go there, right, who's to say he would have none right now, just like James Harden?
Yeah, no, that's definitely a possibility. And like, I didn't like that move at all to the Warriors. Just because, I mean, parts to the side that I don't like the Warriors in general as like a team. Overall, I didn't want to like watch him play there. But like, I feel like if any superstar went to play with Steph, they could win. That's just like the Steph effect. Like, I generally think he has like an effect about him. That just like is championships at this point, really. And like last year, none of us thought the Warriors could win, and they won. And like, I don't know. And I feel like I think him, Kyrie, and Harden definitely could have won a championship. I just don't know what like happened over there. Like that's like the biggest downfall ever.
Yeah, it will help a lot in terms of his like standings in the NBA history if he gets one with the Suns.
Definitely.
It just feels different, right? They could honestly get Damian Lillard, and it would still feel different. Like that championship would still feel different than with the Warriors, or the 2 of the Warriors. I'm sorry.
And
I will say, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel bad for him because the reason he wasn't winning, right? He was on the Thunder with Westbrook and Harden, and they lost to the Heat with LeBron and the super team, right? Then he starts losing to the Warriors and their super team. And then he's like, well, screw it. I'll join a super team. And everyone dogs him for it. It's like, that's tough. That really sucks. But that's just the kind of the way of the road. So I kind of feel bad that it played out that way. But I, as an individual, they had the cap for him. I think it was Steph, took a money hit for it. And like, if that works out, then it works out. It's the same rules everyone's playing by. So,
right.
It does feel weird, but at the same time, it's still a ring. So he still has two.
Yeah.
Fair.
And people like want to play with him. Like, okay, you not any other player is gonna just take a cap hit for Kevin Durant.
Right.
Like they like really respect him because I mean, KD's all about hoops. The dude's not married. He doesn't have a kid. He's just all
That
about
we know of. That we know of.
God. But yeah.
All right.
My number.
Yeah, we gotta go quick. My computer's dying.
Oh
Yes.
God.
Number 3 for me, Kobe Bryant. Mama
Yeah.
mentality. He'll win if he needs to.
Love that. All right. 2. I have LeBron here.
Mm.
I think he gets one more championship. We have a different conversation here.
I agree.
Mm.
Paige is thinking.
No, I don't know why I did this. I had Kobe, but like I said like of my generation, so like 1999.
Okay.
So Michael Jordan is not in here.
Okay, so Paige
But
is
she,
rules.
yeah, Paige played by different rules.
But for the listeners, if you're out there, Michael Jordan is like the second best player of all time.
See there.
I just wasn't. My brain was just not fully working at this
Okay, so
when
you
I
have-
made my list.
You have
I had
Kobe
Kobe.
and Jordan. Okay.
And then I have LeBron at 1. So
Okay.
I have MJ at 1.
okay.
I also have MJ at 1.
I think MJ
Huh.
is the epitome of who is a basketball player. Michael Jordan. If LeBron wins another championship, he'll have the stats, the hardware. He's the better overall player. So I will be okay with people saying it, and I'll say it as well. But in my heart,
I agree.
if someone says who's a basketball player that you like and who epitomizes basketball, Michael Jordan.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's fair.
Could be the logo. My thought on it.
They need to change it or something.
Yeah, they do.
Might be Jerry West. Change it to Kobe.
Should have changed it to Kobe when they screwed that up.
I don't know the whole deal with that, but I do understand your guys' philosophy. So MJ at 1. Awesome two-way player, right? He did win Defensive Player of the Year 1 year. Has 6 rings. The only thing that I would never put him at 1 is because he left basketball to play baseball. And I get it. It was one of his dreams to play. All for people, wanting to chase their dreams and like try something new, right? But he realized he wasn't good at it and came back right away. And wasted a couple years of like if he would have won championships in that years, of course he's number 1. But like LeBron has never steered away.
That was a dog.
That was scary.
For the listeners back home.
LeBron's never like steered away from like the quest of like being the greatest of all time. He's the scoring champ of the NBA. He's came back from a 3-1 deficit against the dynasty of the Warriors, which has never been done. Took a final squad of J.R. Smith.
True.
I can't even say it 'cause I'm just like shocked they won. I mean, I don't know. I think LeBron is like everything that like the NBA is and like why people watch it. Because like I can't even think of what it will be when LeBron retires.
It'll be
Like-
weird. It'll be very weird. I agree.
It will be very weird not seeing him in the league at this point.
Yeah, I mean he'll probably own a team, but and then Brown.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yep, roll right into the next one, right? Next generation of LeBron.
Oh god, and they're gonna play together. They could play together.
I'm thrilled that he's going to do that because that's going to be really fun to watch.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we got for you this week. We got more conference finals talk next week. We'll talk some more NFL stuff too.
All right. Peace.
All right, guys. See ya.